Have you ever thought, when a tree stands alone, it falls in the storm, but the forest always survives? This is the story of two brothers who learned that even a lion cannot be a king until he has loyalty by his side. There was a faraway mountain village where clouds touched the earth and evenings wore the blanket of silence. In that village lived two brothers, Jack and William. After their father's death, every wall of their house was a witness to their laughter and love. They were like each other's shadow. When one spoke, the other smiled. When one got tired, the other became his support. But time changes, and when the word I enters hearts, the word we begins to weaken. Small disagreements began to rise, and soon those disagreements turned into stubbornness, and stubbornness turned into hatred. William said, "You always think you are better than me." Jack replied, "That's because you never take responsibility seriously." One day, the argument grew so big that the two brothers who lived under the same roof became enemies. The house was divided in two, and silence replaced laughter. Their uncle, who had raised them like his own sons after their father's death, was heartbroken seeing all this. At night, he would look at the sky and say, "I promised their father they would always stay united, but now they've become two sides of a wall." One day, the uncle made a decision. He took both brothers with him to a small hut on the mountain top, where the wise master lived, a man whose words could heal broken hearts. On his door was written, "Whoever comes here broken, leaves here whole again." The wise master looked at both of them, then smiled and said, "You two are like the two arms of one body, but it seems by fighting each other, you have made your own body weak." Then he said, "I will tell you a story that may remind you that even a lion cannot rule the jungle alone, without loyalty and togetherness." It happened a long, long time ago. In a deep forest, there lived two lions. One was young, strong, and full of energy, and the other was old but wise. Their friendship was famous throughout the jungle. They were each other's strength. But one day, a small misunderstanding created distance between their hearts. Now they had turned their faces away from each other. Then one night, when darkness covered the forest, the old lion went out to hunt. But suddenly, 30 wild dogs surrounded him. He tried to roar, but his wounds had weakened him. Falling to the ground, he looked up at the sky and whispered, "I wish my friend were here today." Suddenly, the ground trembled, trees shook, and a loud roar echoed through the jungle. It was the young lion. He came rushing in and attacked the dogs like a storm. Within moments, the dogs ran away. The old lion was saved. Surprised, he said, "But we became enemies. Why did you come to help me?" The young lion softly replied, "Anger has its place, but remember, when lions fight each other, the dogs win. Our strength lies in our unity." The wise master finished the story. Both brothers sat there in silence. The wind was blowing softly, as if the mountains were also listening to their hearts. Jack quietly said, "William, I forgot that we are one." Tears rolled down William's eyes. "And I forgot that we are strong only when we are together." Then both of them stood up and hugged each other. At that moment, it felt like even the mountain peaks smiled. Their uncle's eyes filled with tears, and the wise master looked up at the sky and softly said, "This is the law of life. A lonely tree falls in a strong storm, but the forest always survives." So, my friends, this story teaches us that when hearts are united, no power in the world can break them. Those who walk together reach their destinations. Because unity is not just strength, it's a blessing. And remember, when lions fight each other, the dogs win. That was today's story. Now, tell me, what did you learn from this story? Write your answer in the comments. I'll be waiting to read your thoughts. And yes, don't forget to like, subscribe and share Tales by Manis. Thank you for being a part of this journey.